Order 66 was Yoda's fault? You little green bastard.
Good.
An anthology book called Light and Dark was published in the new EU Disney Star Wars or Disney Lucasfilm. And it is explaining that Yoda knew the clones were going to slaughter the Jedi. And this was brought to my attention by Mark with a C. And it is from Screen Rant, and Thomas Bacon is the one that is covering the article pertaining to that novel that was reading the anthology. And so let's get further into this, and I will put my input throughout exploring this article. And we'll get more into this, because to me this is such a misguidance, and I can't see Yoda not wanting to protect his Jedi and the galaxy. The latest Clone Wars tie-in reveals Master Yoda saw a vision of the clones' betrayal of the Jedi with Order 66, but failed to understand it. So keynote here, failed to understand it. Let's get into this. The latest Star Wars tie-in and anthology for the Star Wars The Clone Wars reveals the Force warned Master Yoda about the clones' impending betrayal. The Clone Wars were the perfect Jedi trap. And Palpatine was brilliant with masterminding both the wars and, commanding both the wars. Engineered by Palpatine so the Jedi would lose the minute they began to fight. They left the Jedi overextended, grief-stricken, demoralized, and compromised, and as a result, unable to sense the warning of the Force. If the Jedi, well, actually, I take that back. Palpatine is the one that used the Force to blind the Jedi, the dark side of the Force. It wasn't the overextension of the Jedi, because we do have Jedi that was not fighting in the war whatsoever, that were in the temple as well. That's including Masters. So I will talk against that portion as well. The tragic tale of the Clone Wars is told in the popular animated series and recently concluded on Disney+. Okay. And of course, they accumulated in Order 66. When Palpatine judged the time right, he issued the command that robbed the clone troopers of their free will and forced them to turn on their Jedi generals. I thought that they never had free will. According to Filoni's Clone Wars, they were chipped, so they never had a free will. So now all of a sudden they had a free will until it was activated? Okay. The Jedi received no warning because the killers had no animosity, no anger, and no hatred, just a desire to obey orders. Jedi died all over the galaxy, with only a handful surviving, notably including Obi-Wan and Master Yoda. Lucasfilm has recently published an anthology book, Stories of Light and Dark, that allows popular authors an opportunity to reinterpret key episodes of the Star Wars The Clone Wars. Okay, so we'll see how this goes, One of the most striking by Jason Fry is an adaptable of the season 1 episode Ambush. In the episode, Master Yoda found himself caught up in an adventure on the planet Ragosa, operating alongside the 3 clone troopers. It was really a strong episode, but Fry's story adds more depth to it. Now, since when does something like this, who we know seasons 1 through 3 was really overseen and planned by George Lucas along with Filoni. That's a time frame when George Lucas did get really, really involved with the Clone Wars. So why do they have to rewrite the story when George wrote them, or not wrote them, but overseen them and added to them? Okay, revealing Yoda received a vision from the Force, one that clearly warned him about Order 66. Again, so if he was warned through the Force about Order 66, He did not prevent it. He did not warn his Jedi. Doesn't make sense when you look at the Revenge of the Sith, because he is so surprised about it. He is caught off guard. So let's move on. Yoda found the clones disturbing, not least because he noticed they were treated more like mindless droids than people, because they were mass-produced. They tended to be thrown at targets without much interest in their survival, and they were not encouraged to acknowledge their individually. And when you look into the EU, I think it was a Thrawn duology, where Luke even notices a difference in the minds of the clones, and even in the Thrawn trilogy, that's expanded even more too as well. So both of them, Luke notices the difference in the clones' minds, and it's very disturbing to him and stuff. And then when he was cloned, it was very disturbing to him, and he couldn't think straight. So that kind of expands a little bit on the clone things as well. Made for war, these children were, Yoda reflects, made by millions, disposable their makers considered them. But worst of all, as far as Yoda was concerned, was a fundamental flaw in the clone's character, an instinct for obedience that he sensed had practically been programmed into them. As he meditated upon this, the Force granted him a vision of another presence, one that felt a vast storm in the Force, full of malice and greed. Master Yoda thought the storm was a vision of the future granted by the Force, one somehow associated with the clone army. All right, so he's assuming he can't see it. Of course, he does see the future is hard to see. Always in motion, it is. Okay, so we know that already. Okay, but Master Yoda made the wrong decision. He had seen thousands, perhaps tens of thousands of Padawans becoming distracted by glimpsing of the future. His distrust of ancient Jedi prophecies seemed to have been proved right when Count Dooku left the Jedi and became a Sith Lord, because Dooku was one of the few Jedi who studied the ancient Jedi prophecies, and he seemed to prove they led you down the dark path. Okay, so since Dooku studied them, doesn't mean that he was prophesized, and it doesn't mean because he studied the Jedi prophecies that they leave you down the dark side, and that's what this is insinuating as well. Additionally, with Dooku, studying the prophecies and his conclusion on that those prophecies lead people to the dark side. When you look into the Plagueis novel, when he has conversation with Palpatine or with Sidious regarding Anakin being found and possibly the chosen one, he basically says that he doesn't believe in the prophecy, but there might be some validity to it, and that puts fear into Sidious, and later puts fear into Plagueis as well. So, comparing, contrasting between this new lore and the other, they're trying to still tie in Dooku's doubt of the prophecies, and also link that to the PT, the prequel trilogy. So this goes back to basically him not thinking that Anakin is the chosen one.
The prophecy says
A prophecy that misread could have been.
And I think that they're really dumbing down Yoda in this. I really do. I think they're really dumbing him down, and not being the wise, Grandmaster. Thus, while Yoda allowed the Force to guide him as it wished, he did not believe in pursuing visions, nor even in exerting effort in order to understand those granted by the Force. All would be revealed in time, he figured. So he gets a vision. He, decides not to believe in prophecies because, Dooku was studying them and then left to be in the dark side. So he was one of the fallen Jedi. So then Yoda decided, I'm not going to believe in prophecies then too after that. Again, dumbing down Yoda, making him like less wise leader that we see him as. And this is just another annihilation of a legacy character. Yeah, Yoda you know, all beings make mistakes. Yoda's lived for 800 years and he's been through his mistakes. He's been through his doubts and his fears and stuff. He has experience with the Force. Are they trying to tie this in with like Luke seeing a vision of his friends?
Luke, you must complete the training.
I can't keep the vision out of my head. They're my friends. I gotta help them.
You must not go.
But Han and Leia will die if I don't.
You don't know that. Even Yoda cannot see their fate.
But I can help them. I feel the Force.
But you cannot control it.
If they are trying to copy Empire Strikes Back with Luke rushing out from his Force vision, seeing his friends in danger, and then Luke and Obi-Wan's like, don't do it, you can't foresee the future, and it's you may cause more harm than good. Well, then how would Yoda know? Because he's never done that. In fact, he actually did the opposite. He ignored that Force vision, and look what happened. So again, they are dumbing him down. You know, if he has, this shows that he hasn't learned anything according to the Disney Star Wars lore. Is he had this vision, he didn't rush out and take care of it, he didn't warn or talk to his council, you know, all the other Jedi Masters about that vision, and because of that, the Jedi Order fell. If anything, Yoda would be encouraging Luke to help his friends out for the fact that he's seen the vision and he didn't believe or trust the Force, and so he did not act. And even Obi-Wan said that he's not strong enough in the Force to confront Vader, yet Yoda is very strong and has been studying and, you know, progressed to Grand Master for about maybe 600-700 years, because I'm pretty sure that he advanced to Master, then afterwards Grandmaster in such a high rate, or, you know, fast rate. So Yoda should have been able, or in power enough and in tune with the Force enough to help out the Jedi and the galaxy and warn them of the impending Order 66 that he discovered, or the Force warned him about. The fall of the Jedi is Yoda's doing, because he didn't set out to talk with the other Jedi Masters in the council. That destroys his character, because he does not talk, and they're always in council, they're always talking. All right, so let's go on. All was indeed revealed in time, but too late. Had Master Yoda only joined those dots, had he only sought the Force and attempted to divine the warning he had received, he would have begun to uncover the horrific secret that lay at the heart of the Clone Wars, but he did not, and the galaxy's fate was sealed. So basically they said that it wasn't true to, or accurate, the Force vision, and then it was clear. So there's two different stories, you know, like in here, so it doesn't make sense. And they're also giving us, you know, Yoda, who is very uncertain, and it's his fault that the Jedi fell, that he just allowed it to unfold. They're making him look like a uncaring little green bastard. Yes, I said it. And when you look at the story for him in George Lucas's era of Star Wars, the classical Star Wars, he, you know, once Order 66 was implemented, he felt all his Jedi die. He felt that in the Force. And then right before Order 66 was implemented, he felt Anakin's ascension to the dark side as Sidious's apprentice. But there was nothing he could do about the time, because he was on Kashyyyk. And but he felt it. But when you look at him, he basically is caught off guard. There is no direct thing like, oh shit, I wish I could have talked. He was, you know, talk with the council. He was caught off guard. He had no idea. And we know that in the lore, the original lore, that Sidious did, you know, use the dark side of the Force to, you know, blind their foresight and their bond with the Force. So they were blinded by the dark side, so they couldn't see anything. They couldn't see Sidious or Palpatine for who he is, Sidious, Are the Sith coming into light, basically? Not into light, well, you get what I mean, but coming and revealing themselves. And so I hate to see what they're going to do to him in the High Republic, and I hate to see what they're going to do to him in between the prequel trilogies and the OT and beyond. So what do you guys think? Please leave a comment below. Let's talk about this in the comments and further go into the topic of, did he know about Order 66? Are they destroying another legacy character? Are they making, you know, our Grand Master into a fool who allowed the Jedi to fall? And so again, thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, and share. May the Force be with you.